Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. In Chicago Business Today, the Political Week in Review. Each week, I'll sit down with our political columnist, Greg Hines, to talk about the race to become Chicago's next mayor. And this was one defining week in the campaign, beginning with the appellate court kicking Rahm Emanuel off the ballot, only to have the Supreme Court reverse the decision late yesterday. Greg and I naturally began our conversation with that. Greg, we just got the ruling. What's your immediate take on it?
Well, it's pretty much a slam dunk for Rahm Emanuel's side of these things. The Supreme Court used some very non-judicial language, as it were, which one of the justices commented on. They effectively said that the two-vote majority in the appellate court, which took Mr. Emanuel off the ballot, didn't know what it was talking about and how to read the law.
Now that this issue is behind us, assuming the federal courts don't do anything at all, what does this mean going forward? I mean, do you think Rahm can take it all on February 22nd?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the dynamic that's set up here, and he doesn't even have to say it, it'll be said for him, is that the evil lawyers and the machine guys who wanted to keep you, the people, from making up your own mind, they got defeated. Now the man of the people is here. I don't think any politician who's ever walked the planet could mess up that message.
Did this residency debacle all week actually give him, more name recognition? Do you think his poll numbers will go up tomorrow?
Yes, I think his poll numbers will go up tomorrow. Not because of name recognition, he already had that, but because Rahm Emanuel is an in-your-face kind of blankety blank, use some language you don't want to use in front of your mother kind of guy. He's not a nice figure. But this whole episode made him look vulnerable and made him look like a victim. I mean, he's having to fight so that you can have your choice. Beyond that, it knocked all the other candidates off of their message. And Gary Chico was out with a statement right after the Supreme Court decision, saying that, well, now that the circus is over, we can concentrate on the issues. But hey, there's 3 weeks left. People like circuses. Mr. Emanuel, at least for a while, is going to have his little triumphant walk.
Well, Gary Chico was here this week talking to the Crain's editorial board. You're profiling him in next week's print edition. What does he have to do to secure at least the number 2 spot in all of this?
Well, he's got to get by Carol Moseley Braun, and he's somehow got to get across his message. His core message is, hey, Rahm may know Washington, but I know Chicago. I was the mayor's chief of staff. I was head of the board of education. I was head of the Parks District. And he's got to tamp down some of his negatives because he essentially is an insider. He's a zoning lawyer. He's made a lot of money by going in and out of government and working as a lobbyist in between those stints. And he's got to convince people that, well, that's just something I did. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be your mayor for you.
He's got to convince them that the experience is a benefit and not the status quo.
Correct.
Yeah. And Carol Moseley Braun was doing some more fundraising this week. She and Chico are kind of neck and neck right now. I mean, will that more money be able to help her going forward?
Money's always helpful in politics. They don't call it mother's milk for nothing. She hopes to get on TV. She's not up now, but Mr. Emanuel is big time and Mr. Chico to a slightly less extent. She's either got to really unify her base, which is mostly African American, or she somehow got to reach out to all the other folks' bases. And both of them, all three of them, her, Mr. Chico, and Mr. DeValier, all have to somehow keep Mr. Emanuel from hitting that magic 50% plus 1 on February 22nd. After this week, that's going to be quite a challenge.
All right, Greg. Well, what a week. Thanks so much.
It's a great town. So this is our municipal sport, politics.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. For more political coverage, be sure to check out chicagobusiness.com and Greg's blog. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.